your life runs through your nervous system. Like one split second without nervous system function, that's it. Your nervous system is done, you're done.
This is Reclaim Your Magic. Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Jess Phillips, and today we are talking about the magic of the nervous system and why it's probably the one thing in your health and wellness journey that you're ignoring that could change everything. And there's no one I'd rather have this conversation with than Dr. Kristyn Silver-Brook. She is a Los Angeles-based chiropractor, a healer, an entrepreneur, and a personal friend of mine. Without further ado, let's dive into the magic. To me, regulating your nervous system is the secret to health and wellness and honestly life. And I feel like it's the thing that nobody really thinks about and nobody really talks about, but it's like one of the most important things ever.
You are correct. And if you think about it, your life runs through your nervous system. Like if if you can't breathe, you cannot breathe for like a certain period of time and you can be fine. You can like deprive yourself of oxygen. You can not drink water and you can deprive yourself of food. You can, your heart can stop, you can restart it. But one split second without nervous system function, that's it. Like your nervous system is done, you're done. So nervous system is the master controller of every single other function in your body. And yeah, it's my great honor and pleasure to take care of it for people because it really is life-changing for a lot of people.
It is. And I think one of the things for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, is that, and maybe this is just a female thing, maybe it's just an everyone thing, but we constantly tell ourselves, I'm fine. I got this. It's all good. And I think until you realize what it feels like to be in a state where your nervous system is actually calm and feels safe and grounded, you don't really know what you're missing out on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I just think like so I'm trying to think about my experience because I have been on this journey lately with my nervous system, trying to do a whole bunch of things and also nothing, right? Doing nothing is probably the most powerful medicine. So I don't want to sit
Sure.
here and be like, you need to do these 12 things to make sure your nervous system is functioning. This is more about chilling the fuck out and like
Yeah.
just actually doing nothing and being okay with it, I think is the greatest thing. But for me, that's not really been something that I can do initially. So I've had
Uh-huh.
to figure out what that means for me and like kind of give myself a peek behind the curtain
Uh-huh.
of what it means to feel calm and relaxed, which is something
Sure.
I don't think until maybe last year I'd ever actually felt in my whole life, which is kind of like an insane thing to say and an even
Yeah.
more insane thing to recognize. So my question for you is like, what if someone is listening and they're like, I think I'm good. Like, what would you say, and maybe they are, but what would you say are the signs of someone who has a dysregulated nervous system and maybe doesn't know it?
Sure. So dysregulation can come in so many different forms. It looks so different for so many people. For some people, it's like their digestion gets messed up because, they're in a sympathetic overdrive state. So when you're in a sympathetic, so there's two kind of pieces to the nervous system. There's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is like the fight or flight operating system, which most of us are in a lot of the time. I mean, it's 2025, zoom out, there's just a million things going on in addition to, just a million things going on. There's so much we have to like worry about to just stay afloat in America and other. Um, so yeah, I mean, when you're in the sympathetic nervous system, your body literally shunts the blood into your arms and your legs so you can run away, physically run away from the stress. So, like before, when we used to live in nature, a bear might be chasing us. We would get stressed out for the time being. We would need our blood to go to our
Hmm.
limbs so we can run away or fight. And then parasympathetic nervous system is like the rest, digest, heal. For me, I work a lot with like pregnancy, postpartum, trying to conceive. So it's like conceive, grow, and have a baby mode. Um, so parasympathetic to sympathetic, we should be parasympathetic 80% of the time, sympathetic 20% of the time, which most of us it's reversed, if not even more sympathetic dominance. So, yeah, that can result in digestive issues, autoimmune issues, infertility, um, like snapping on a dime. I always tell people, especially like in the birth process too, like my job uh, is to decrease the amount of stress that you have in your body and your nervous system. That way you have more bandwidth to deal with the stress. Because if you're always like up here, it's like a moment's notice, you're
Hmm.
going to snap. So that's like physical, you just feel anxious. And you can have some physical like ailments as well or pain. Pain is not normal, and it's a sign that your nervous system is like overloaded or there are problems, um, around the nervous system. So I think those are like
Interesting.
the biggest ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, for me, I know like exhaustion that would just never go away.
Yeah. And
Right.
brain fog too, because
Hmm.
when your body's so worried about like down here and trying to just survive, it's not giving you the creative, kind of like calm, um,
Yes.
mood, brain power. It's just focused on surviving. It's not focused on thriving.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that makes a lot of sense, right? But I do think it's like, gosh, so many of us are really operating in that reverse 80/20, not the good 80/20, right? Um, and it's tough, right? Because as you said, there's a lot going on in life, and we also make a lot of our own misery, even if we don't want to admit it, right? But
Sure.
there are a lot of different ways to help your nervous system, right? And
Yeah.
I know you provide a lot of like modalities to help someone kind of decompress. But what is for you, and I guess just to give the audience a little like background here, like you work with women who are pregnant, trying to become pregnant, conceiving. Um, so that is a stressful time for your body, right?
Yep.
Regardless of what you're doing. Because I mean, you're growing a human. That's a lot on the body, regardless of
Uh-huh.
like if you're a totally calm person or not.
Sure.
So what do you what do you see coming up for these women a lot? Or like how are you helping them combat issues that decrease that load that would help someone? Because I'm assuming if it helps you in pregnancy, it probably helps you in life.
Totally. I mean, the nervous system is going to be the same throughout the course of your life, same operating system. How we express it is going to
Hmm.
change depending on the inputs that we're giving ourselves. So I see, like, it's already so many people have problems trying to conceive. So that's a huge one. And when people are trying to conceive, like, you have to think about, okay, if the body is stressed out, again, it's only concerned with like running away from the stress. It's not thinking about taking on long term building projects. Like, you cannot get pregnant if your body is like in survival mode. It
Hmm.
has to be feeling abundant, it has to be nourished, it has to be calm. And then your body's like, okay, we're not in any immediate threat of danger. Now is a good time.
Hmm.
So, infertility is a huge one that I help people with. And then during pregnancy, it's like there's so many things that can scare you or be scary,
Sure.
whether that just be fear of the unknown or people chirping in your ear. The whole medical
Hmm.
system is like just focused on
Yeah.
um, emergency situations, so that is very stressful. So my job is like twofold: to educate, which like really calms people down, and then provide community and also work with their nervous system. So I do hour-long sessions, I do adjustments, which is the most important thing I do because really adjustments, they free up the spine, they make the sure the bones are moving great because the nerves come out in between the bones. So if the bones are misaligned, it's going to put pressure on the nerves. The nerve is going to be irritated and inflamed. You could have pain, tension, tightness, decreased range of motion, spasm, but also like again, it's going to create that stress physiology in your body, and your body's just not going to be working as
Hmm.
well as it should, and it can't regulate as good. So there's like a feedback loop of, okay, this is misaligned, this is going to have an effect. Then it's like a perpetual cycle of problems and
Yeah.
dis-ease. And then, yeah, postpartum healing, it's like just for all of the transitions of life,
Hmm.
chiropractic is great for prevention, for, helping remedy situations and just maximum function. So there's really such a beautiful spectrum from getting
Yeah,
you from like A to Z if you let
absolutely.
it.
Yeah. I
But
mean, I do
yes,
chiropractic every week. I mean, when I lived in LA, I went to see you every week,
yep,
right?
miss you here.
Yes, I know. And even when I moved to Tennessee, one of the first things I did was find a good chiropractor because
Yep.
it is some life-changing magic. I abide by it 100%. I believe in it
Uh-huh.
fully. But I also know being in a session with you, adjustments don't take an hour. So what else are you doing in this hour?
Yeah, so the rest of the hour, I do very specific body work.
Okay.
And I do the body work or massage, whatever. It's like very deep tissue, and it's done in the parasympathetic area. So the parasympathetic nervous system really lives at the top part of your spine, like right below the skull in your neck, and then at the lower part, the sacrum and low back. So
Mm,
those are the zones that I really focus on. And it's like twofold. Again, it's like energetically, we carry a lot of tension in these areas. Like everybody's walking around such a tight ass these days,
yes.
and they don't even realize it, or just like this in that fight mode. So that's a reason why I do it. And it's so deep and so slow. It's like signaling to the nervous system, like, yes, this is really deep and intense, but because
Yeah.
it's so slow, we can open. We're safe still. So it's just really about stripping away the tension in the body and
Yeah.
opening up the parasympathetic pathways to allow your body to express that operating system. I also do a lot of work on the skull and on the jaw because those are areas that we store a lot of subconscious tension as well.
Yeah.
And there's also an energetic connection between your jaw and your pelvis. So it's like
Hmm.
I really try to tap into the body in different ways to get it to open up and express calm.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that sounds magical. I'm like,
It's pretty good.
I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm not pregnant, but I want to do it.
It's okay as long as you're a woman, and
Yep.
I take care of all women. I say take care of women, mostly moms,
Yeah.
but I'm
Well,
happy to
listen,
take care
moms
of you.
need the most help, in my opinion. I think they're doing the most with the least amount of support. And that alone is a nervous system dysregulator, right? I mean, can we just talk about kids for a second? Holy Jesus. Like,
Just the
how
noise, the mess, like all of it.
I know, and we love them so much. We do, but it is also like if you ever thought you have mastered your nervous system or a life, honestly, please have children and then come back and talk to me.
Yes,
Okay.
it's the ultimate teacher,
Yes.
humbling experience for
Hmm.
sure, but also the best, most like heart opening, insane amounts of love too.
Yeah, it's the best way to really heal yourself as well,
Yeah,
right?
and just like put yourself in check. And
Hmm.
they're little mirrors for us,
They are.
and we want to teach them consciously and not
Yeah.
have them repeat our patterns. So it is just insane work to do being a parent.
But it is the good work. It is the good work. Okay.
Totally.
So knowing that there are these like types of, so I think what I'm hearing is like deep, like slow body work.
Uh-huh.
I am also hearing like understanding connections between your body or like understanding what your body is telling you, right?
Yeah.
Because even if you are getting, the discomfort at the base of your skull or in your sacrum, knowing that that's a sign, that's your body talking to you that your nervous
Uh-huh.
system is dysregulated. Because I don't think that my first thought isn't, oh, my nervous system's dysregulated. This is kind of bothering me. My first thought is like, oh my God. I need to go to yoga, or like I just need to stretch out. I've got like a little bit too much tension here. But I don't think I had appreciated that that was also nervous system dysregulation, which leads has me on a whole nother tangent now of where I'm gonna what I need to be working on. But
Yeah, I
I
mean, your body's constantly sending you signals. And if
mhm,
it's like, oh, I have a headache, or ugh, I just feel
yes,
tight, or my jaw is tense, I'm clenching, grinding,
hmm,
whatever, those are all signs. Like every symptom is your body's way of telling you something is not right.
it's
So
not
it
right. Yeah,
communicates that through the nervous system and will send your body physical signals
yeah.
of that.
Yeah, and
Mhm,
I think that's so right. But I still also maintain that so many people are so used to dealing with pain and discomfort and living
mhm,
in that state of fight or flight. I really don't think they even know what it feels like to feel good or what it feels like to have a regulated system. And so,
mhm,
like, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but the thing that really opened this up for me or kind of gave me that peek behind the curtain was actually some interactions with plant medicine.
mhm,
And I was like, and I know that that has a different stimulation on my nervous system usually afterwards, but
mhm.
during it really relaxes me. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is like how you can actually feel when you're
Yeah,
totally relaxed. And that was great for me, right? It kind of again, it's just that
yeah,
peek behind the door to understand like what actually is possible. And obviously I'm not
totally.
going to be doing mushrooms every single day. So that's not like a great crutch to have,
Sure.
right? But
Maybe
it does help.
microdosing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, even that, I'm too sensitive of a creature, I can't handle it. But,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I know some people do enjoy that, and that does really work well for them. But I was just trying to think about when I was thinking about our conversation, I was like, "Geez, what is it that I've been doing?" And I will share these things with you, and then you tell me if you think these are, like, in my head or real, or, like, if these are things that you're like, "Oh, no, actually, this would be a great thing for most people to do." But I think the single biggest thing that has changed my nervous system is going to bed at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock
Mhm,
every single night and getting over 90 minutes of deep sleep. I have never felt more like energized and calm and at peace. And I've only started doing that in the last 5 months. And it's like going to bed with intention, not going to bed because I'm exhausted and I have a newborn and I'm just falling asleep at 9 p.m. That's a different energy,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
But
I
for
would say
me,
that's
it's that,
huge though.
yeah, good.
That's
Okay.
huge because that's like when you sleep is when your body can repair and regenerate and kind of like recoup from all the stress. It's like a reset button. So sleep is so important. I love that for you and everybody.
Everyone, I know. I'll
Yeah,
shout out to the Aura Ring, right? That's what helps me track all of that.
for sure.
Yeah, I love that. And I love it's like even for me, just like a bath will totally
Hmm.
change my entire perspective. And like carving out time for that is another huge, huge one. I do a lot of hot yoga, which can be
Hmm.
stressful in a way to your body, but I think it's stressful, I hope, in like a way that is beneficial instead of a way that is counterproductive.
Yeah,
Um,
there are good stresses for the body, and I would say,
yeah.
yeah, that's one of them for sure.
Definitely. Let's see, what else? I don't know. I mean, I feel like those are probably some of the bigger ones. And
Hmm.
then just stopping. I think stopping doing so much and kind of really looking at my entire life and my daily sort of schedule and cutting out what is not necessary. But like and
Yeah,
like being really really serious about that. To say like is this adding joy to my life or is this not? Because if it's not, we're done. And I'm okay if my kids aren't going to soccer 3 times a week and I'm not going to games on Saturday. Like that's not my MO because if I still think it's like something like, oh, well, it's for the kids. It's like, you know what the best thing I think for the kids are is if I'm happy. And I don't mean like in a
yeah,
selfish way of like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do and you guys figure it out. It's more of like, let me make sure that I'm not overstressed and overexhausted. Then I can be a great mother. And if I'm a great mother, or if I bring that good energy, everything is better. Their nervous system's regulated, mine are regulated, my husband's are regulated. Like everything works when
yeah.
the mother is relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, there's even a book called When Mom's Happy, Everyone's Happy, you know?
Oh,
And I
nice.
think giving yourself permission, even like the
Hmm.
bath thing, it's like giving yourself permission to take time for yourself and like,
Yeah.
having that respect and honoring of yourself and that you're worth it and just like slowing down is so important. I would
Yeah.
also add like become very like into meditation, specifically Vedic meditation.
Hmm.
And it's literally all you do is sit down for 20 minutes. You have a mantra. If your mind starts to wander, you can come back to that mantra, and it's just like a word that has no meaning. It's just like a little sound vibration that you can think
Hmm.
about and come to. That could be your focus if you're starting to drift. And just literally sitting down for 20 minutes in the morning and at night to decompress the nervous system. It's like we are constantly getting filled up and filled up. If it's a cup, we're filling it up all day with our stress, all day with our stress. It's like, why don't we start the day like with an empty cup?
Yeah.
And then, it's going to get filled up throughout the day, and then empty it at the end of the day. Because I think at the end of the day, your health, you know, whether it be a toxic overload from like physical,
Hmm.
chemical, emotional stress, it's like when you build up too much, that's when your body kind of like cracks, and
Yeah.
that's when you start to get dysfunction. So, yeah, I think meditation is also a great practice. And just like being in nature
Yes. I was going
is
to add that.
so
Yes,
great.
exactly.
Nature is seriously the best healer.
Hmm.
Um, so, I think those two things are also incredible
Yeah. And
for
they're
your nervous
free,
system.
right?
And they're free. And they're
Yeah.
free.
Being outside, free. Meditation, free. A bath, free,
Yeah,
right?
sunshine, fresh air.
Hmm.
Like, and yeah, I mean, I think like I'm biased, but like my favorite thing is the chiropractic adjustment. It's like the
Yeah.
most quick, passive thing that you can do with the most uh, input or,
Hmm.
shedding from the nervous system that you
Yeah.
can do. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to like sit and focus for 20 minutes if that's not something you can do
Yeah,
yet.
totally.
So yeah,
And it's nice
eh,
to have somebody else take care of you too, in a way. I think
for
there's
sure.
something like that, especially as moms. It's like nice to not be like, okay, now I have to go and sit and do this meditation. Okay. It's like you can actually just go to the chiropractor and lay it on the table
Yeah.
and
And
let
it's
them
in and
work their
out.
magic. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. I always feel better after the chiropractor. I actually remember there was before we moved from LA, I remember seeing you at one point and I had you had given me a really lovely adjustment on my neck and I had like a crazy surge of energy and I was pregnant at
Uh,
the time.
uh
So it was like all of a sudden it felt like I'd taken a 3 hour nap. I was like, what is this? So
Yeah.
it's
Gets
wild.
everything flowing
It
for
does.
sure.
Yes.
It
Yes.
gets life flowing, and really like the stagnation is what's going to
Yeah.
kill us, right? So it's like you got to keep the life flowing, and
Yeah.
again, it goes back to life flows through your nervous system. So what are the
Hmm.
things that you can do to support that?
Yeah. That's your chi, right?
For
In
sure.
Eastern medicine, your chi. Yes,
Yeah.
totally. And the other thing too is like, I think when you have a safe nervous system or a calm nervous system, you can also just receive a
Uh-huh.
lot, right? Like I've found
Yeah.
that when I'm slower, when I'm quieter, when I'm more regulated, it's not just the physical manifestation of like symptom free body that's wonderful. It's also like
Uh-huh.
my mind is clearer.
Uh-huh.
My connection with the divine is clearer. I feel like I get a lot more like downloads or like inspiration hits or just things. And it's like all of a sudden I'm now working in my intuition. And I don't have
Uh-huh.
to be in my mind to say, is this right? Shoot, can I do this? And like overanalyze, which only then adds to my stress. It
Uh-huh.
like I allow my body to speak for me in a lot of
Yeah.
ways,
You
right?
can't just produce all the time. Like, how many artists say that, like, the more that they produce, the less inspired they are, or the less they
Yes.
have bandwidth for the projects? It's like you take a break, you clear yourself, and then that's when the downloads start coming through, and that's when you
So
can
true.
start to work in your creativity instead of just like grinding, grinding, grinding. I have to do this. And the work that you
Hmm.
do when you give yourself a break is so much more authentic and beautiful and impactful, because it's not, people can tell that you're not just
Yeah.
like grinding along. You're like, this is my inspired version of myself.
Hmm.
So it's pretty
Exactly.
cool to take
Yes.
breaks.
Yeah. Well, it's necessary, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if we could just embrace slow being the new fast, the things would be so much better. I
Yeah,
mean,
so much more quality,
yeah,
in every aspect.
that's right.
Slow is better.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Oh my gosh. I know. It's like it's funny because I'm sitting here saying that I'm like, oh, that sounds so nice, and then I also know that I'm a very fast person, right?
Yeah.
I'm like boom, boom, boom. But I think that I do think it's important that even if you do like to do things quickly, it's still important, or maybe more important, to get the rest, because then it's like when you strike with accuracy and you do something once and well, instead
Yeah.
of doing something 5 or 10 times and feeling like you're doing more in that way, right? The whole like hustle culture is such a bag of BS, isn't it?
Ugh,
It's like
the worst. I
literally
think
the worst.
one of my favorite sayings is like nature doesn't rush, but everything is accomplished, you know? It's like
Uh-huh.
you just to give the slow time and then it's like something beautiful blossoms. So I'm a true
Exactly.
believer in that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I know in California there's not a lot of winter, but like
Yeah.
in Tennessee, it's like seeing the physical, like the actual view of nature resting
Uh-huh.
is like
Yeah.
so is so profound, right?
Yeah.
So
The
like, oh, right.
trees,
Mm-hmm.
the animals, the flower, you know, it's everything, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
It's a
that
reset.
is really beautiful. Yeah, the reset, exactly. And I think that's important too. And I think it's important if you're, wherever you are in your stage of life too, right? Pregnancy, with kids, without kids, grandmother, whatever, however that is. I think that um if you can appreciate the state or stage in which you are in, everything will flow so much better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like the biggest regret of people's lives is not enjoying the moments that they had during the times that they were having it, you know, just always
Yeah.
rushing to do something
Yeah,
more. So, yeah, slow is so good.
it is.
Our environment doesn't always, you know, allow us
Yeah.
more so we should allow ourselves, but our environment feels like we need to rush a lot. We got,
Hmm.
you know, kids to take care of, places to go, bills to pay. But really, those breaks are everything. They're the
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah. And sometimes I just wonder if we all like hit pause on thinking that we all need to make like $1 million tomorrow. Like
Hmm.
what could actually happen? Because I will say a lot has changed in my business over the last 2 years, and it's so much better. It's so much slower. It's like less of this like big push. And it's like I still make great money and I have
Yeah,
a way more balanced life. I just think like if people could figure out that small businesses are so freeing in so many ways.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And like, do we all really need to make $10 million? Is that really necessary?
Instagram might make you feel like that,
Yeah, I think it does.
but you know, there is something to be said about that because,
Hmm.
you know, when I first met you, I was
Yeah.
practicing a certain way. It was like I was adjusting people. People were
Hmm.
coming in multiple times per week. It's like, how big can I grow this thing? How many people can I serve? How many people can I see? But then after I had kids, it was actually like a forced slowing down process. And it gave me time, kind of like you were saying, to like you have to really dial in what's important to you. You have a certain amount of time and everything else like has to fall away because if it's not in alignment with what you want to do and your higher purpose, then like it doesn't physically it doesn't have time in my life.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to remodel what I did and how I showed up for people
Hmm.
and I'm working a quarter of the time
Yeah.
and you know I'm still you know still growing in my probably making more than I was before you know
Yeah.
and it's just it was such a weird mind trip for me because it was
Yeah.
forced. It wasn't like I would
Hmm.
have gone on this path of my own,
Yeah.
but
No, mine was forced too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, oh shoot, like if you really do just follow your authentic path and how you want to show up, you
Hmm.
will get rewarded. And I always think of one of the most inspirational books I've read is by Rick Rubin, The Creative Act.
Yes, I read that too. I love it.
Oh my God, it's just amazing. I've like read it, listened to it multiple times, but it's just like people are going to love what you do
Mhm.
while you're being authentic. And, you know, like the greatest of the greats, it's like
Mhm.
they're doing exactly what they want to do, not
Yes,
what they think people will like.
exactly.
So I
Exactly.
always have that in the back of my mind, like, what is your passion? What do you want to do? How do
Hmm.
you want to show up? And that's where like the real magic is going to happen and be attracted to you.
1,000%. Yeah.
And you're going to have real growth. So,
Yeah. And, kudos to you because going against the grain and doing something that, like, I mean, I don't know too many people that do things like you, right? But to have the courage to start that and to like go at it with your full sort of like heart and soul. I mean, I
mhm,
can see the shift in what what you're doing in a big way. And it's like going against the grain is hard, right? There is a lot of like, I don't love using these phrases because sometimes I think they're overused, but there is a lot of like societal conditioning on like what the right path is. And it's like,
mhm,
really? Really? Like anyone that like I feel like people look at and celebrate, they've never done it the traditional way, right?
sure.
They're always doing it their own way. And they're following their own path. It's like I just, if someone told this is probably gonna be a terrible example, but Elon Musk that he needed to go and do all these things the normal way, like would Tesla be here? Like,
Mhm,
no. And maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. I don't know, but it's here. And like he's doing things in a different way
for
completely,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Same with any sort of artist, same with a Rick Rubin, same with a lot of different people. So I think that if we could just chill on caring what other people think, that might
Yeah.
actually be the biggest hack to your nervous system,
Yeah.
right?
And no
Regulation.
matter what you do, somebody is going to have something to say about it. Like
Yes.
I think people are scared to like stick their
Yeah.
neck out and do literally anything. They're
Hmm.
paralyzed by the fear of like rejection or whatever. And so they'd never do anything. And like,
Hmm.
then you just feel trapped for the rest of your life. But if you can just go into it knowing, like, hey, I'm showing up authentically, I'm doing what I love, and I'm helping people,
Hmm.
and people are getting like benefit from what I'm doing, then like, there's no way you can receive any of the judgment or the shit
Yeah.
that people have to say is because like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm like elevating the consciousness and the life of humans here, or helping them in some way, you know? So there's no problem with that. Like
Yeah.
if you're doing things that are in alignment with your higher self, then what can anyone say that's going to take that away from you?
No, and they can't. And I think one of the most powerful I don't know if like responses or like phrases for me is like I don't really love to argue with people on like
Mhm.
what's right and what's wrong anymore. I really just don't enjoy that. It's very
Yeah.
draining. And so if someone's like, "Well, why are you doing this? What's this, this, and this?" I'm like, it feels right to me. That's all I
Uh-huh.
can tell you. I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about anything else. I just want to tell you that it feels right. And that is like that's a full sentence, that's a full stop. And people are just like, oh, okay. Because how do you argue with that? You don't,
Yeah. And that's
right?
another like great sign that you've tapped into your connecting with your nervous system, because your gut intuition, I think, is the most
Hmm.
powerful indicator of a decision that's great for you. Because, like, how many times do we not listen to our intuition and then like shit goes awry, you know, like
Yes.
most of the time. So yeah, I think that's huge. The gut checks.
1,000%. I always say I've never regretted a decision that I made with my gut. I've only
Hmm.
ever regretted when I haven't listened to it, right?
Hmm. When your
That's when
mind
it
gets in the way.
yes, and it's easy to do, right? It's
Yes,
definitely easy to do.
100%.
But it does take some training to strengthen the muscle of intuition.
And just, yeah, continuing to trust.
Yeah. And I know and I say I know, but I think that you've been a fan of the work of Joe Dispenza. Is that correct?
Totally.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
So
love him. He's actually a chiropractor. Did you know that?
that I did not know.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. I've been listening to him. He's been at like seminars for
okay.
15 years. I've been listening to him.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
so interesting. Okay, so what is his because I actually don't know much about him. I've seen a lot of clips and it's like on my radar
sure.
to like dive deeper into some of his work. And I know his
Sure.
like origin story. Did he get in like a really bad car accident and they said he would never walk and then he healed himself with his mind, right? It's
Yeah, so
basically
essentially
yeah.
he got into a biking accident, broke like
Mm.
shattered his spine. He was living in San Diego at the time, where I'm from. One of our mutual friends actually housed him and helped him recover,
Oh
and
wow.
apparently he would just like look at x-rays all day, like in bed. All he could do was like look at x-rays of perfect spines and visualize and feel his spine recovering, because otherwise he was like going to have surgery, rods, the whole spine. And he knew, especially as a chiropractor, that he would never be fully functional again. He would always be limited, always be in pain. Like we've seen this too many
Yeah.
times. So it wasn't an option for him. And so he went this other route, and he just, and that's another thing. Chiropractors have always been like deep into the visualization and like write down your goals and you become an antenna for whatever
Hmm.
you want. And so yeah, he fully just imagined and felt it in his body that his body healed, and he fully healed. So that's a lot of the work that he does, is like writing down what you want, like why it's important, and the feelings that you will feel if you had this thing, like
Yeah.
feeling like you already felt it. And that energy and emotion is what attracts that to you, the frequency. So
Yes,
it's
that
pretty, that's
frequency.
like, it's like a radio station dial. You just like dial your frequency into that, and then you can receive that. So that's like in a very shortened version how he does it,
Okay.
but it's
Yeah,
powerful.
that makes sense. I think I've listened to and read books of many people who are doing similar things to him.
Sure. Yeah.
So that way of thinking and
Uh-huh.
aligning and frequency makes a ton of sense to me. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I'm guessing then now that I'm trying to connect the dots, like your nervous system is giving off a frequency, right?
Yeah.
And so
Everything.
yeah, if it's giving off this anxious frequency, you're likely attracting more like trouble and problems and like discomforts,
Yeah.
right?
My dad is a chiropractor, and again, going back to like these little isms that chiropractors
Yeah.
he would like, one of the big things he said to me, and it's all about based in the law of attraction, which I was really
Hmm.
raised on. He would always say, when you're on a bummer, bummer things happen. It's like more shit is going to happen to you if you're in a shit
Yes.
mood. It's just like the whole
That's how it
thing.
goes.
That's
100%.
how it goes. You
Yeah,
attract what you put out there.
you do.
So,
Yes, I know.
yeah,
I tell my oldest all the time when he's being kind of dramatic or just having a tough time. I'm like, buddy, rain clouds attract rain.
yeah,
And that's like my simple kid version of
sure.
that. But yeah, I'm totally into it. I think that's why I like chiropractors so much. I mean, even my chiropractor here, I'm like good friends with his wife. It's like I
Uh-huh.
just love the energy of the chiropractors. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
They're
Um,
regulated. They're like easy to be
yes.
around.
Gosh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so right. They are regulated. Oh my goodness. Very interesting. Okay, what other give me give me something you're excited about right now. It doesn't have to be, I mean, I know that we are sitting here and you were like weeks away from receiving your third baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I think that's the most exciting thing going on right now. Like, I know that you've done home birth before, and I'm getting ready for my third home birth. And I think just there's something to some people, this sounds fully insane.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to go into the birth portal again. And as
Yes.
intense and hard and painful and emotional as it is, it's
Yeah,
also like the most beautiful thing. The other
it is.
day, I was just having a thought, and it's like some people want to, climb Mount Everest, and it's
Hmm.
like treacherous. You feel like, and you might
Yeah.
die, you're not going to
Yeah.
die.
I got
Maybe
you.
one in
Yeah.
100,000 people die during birth.
There might be
Okay.
that feeling like I'm gonna die. I'll
Yeah.
never make it through this. But yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, it's like some people want to feel, they have the grit and they want to work and feel everything on the way up. And then once they get to the mountaintop, they're like, oh my God, this is like the most powerful, potent thing. And I worked so hard for this, and I'm so proud of myself. And this is an experience that I will never not have. And
Yeah.
then like some people, they want to fly to the top and just like look at the view, and they're like, oh, that was so awesome, but like there's just
Not the
no
same.
amount of, it's not the same. So I don't know, as like insane as birth can be, it's like so exciting to be
Oh, I'm
climbing
with
that
you.
summit again.
Yes, I am with you. I would have a fourth kid tomorrow just to be pregnant and go through the birth portal again.
Yeah.
I would do it. I would do it just for that. I mean, having another kid is kind of a lot, so I don't know if that's the path, but
I
just
know.
because that feeling is so incredible and doing something challenging and knowing you can do it, but still being almost like, oh, but this is a lot. Can I do this? And then doing it, it's like,
Hmm.
it's next level. And can I tell you the funniest thing is that every time I have had a baby and during my pregnancy, Bob climbs a mountain. He does. That's
That's
his,
so funny.
and I've
That's his
always,
own version.
yes, that's what I would tell him. Like, this is kind of your like physical version of this, right? Like, I have my physical challenge ahead of me because,
Yeah.
as we know, and as you preach, like, you have to prepare for birth. This isn't
Hmm.
like, if, well, you don't have to, but it makes it a lot better for everyone if you prepare.
Yeah.
It's the same for him. Going and summiting a mountain is like his version of that. And it's great
Yeah.
that we both in that time frame were able to share like a very big challenge that we completed
Yeah.
on our own accord, which is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've never felt, you know, so powerful and
Hmm.
creative, intuitive. Like I could do literally anything. And like
Yeah.
unmedicated birth has given me almost the permission to and the strength to show up how I want because I'm just like, if I could do that, I could
I
literally do
can do
anything.
anything. Yes, because it is an initiation. I really think
Yeah.
that, like, in you look at other cultures who are maybe a bit more in tune with nature, and like young men will go out on this like big sort of initiation into manhood. And I feel
Hmm.
like birth is it's one version of an initiation for women,
It's the biggest
right?
initiation
Yeah,
for women, and
it's
like
certainly
so
my
many people
biggest.
just they just gloss over it like it's not a
Yeah.
big deal, and it's the biggest deal. It's like the paramount experience of
Hmm.
womanhood. I think it's what we were all put on this planet to do. It's like
Hmm.
reproduce, right? At the end
Yeah.
of the day,
Yeah.
as animal as that is,
Yeah. But
that's
I
our
think it is
thing.
the animalistic nature that makes it so powerful. Right?
Totally.
It is raw, unfiltered, like emotion, strength, willpower, like
Hmm. Even the
all of
sounds
that.
are like so
The sounds,
animalistic and
they are.
low and like
Yes.
grunting and just fully in our,
Yes.
I mean, you have to be in your animal brain
You
because
do.
if you're in your rational brain, you're like, how long is this going to take? Why is
I
this so
know.
painful? And then you just, your body will not open up and you
Yeah.
will not have the birth
That
that
you want.
you potentially want. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's so true. And I love that you use the word portal too, because I really think that is like I can feel still the portal open with my last baby. Like I can feel what that feels like where you're, and
Uh-huh.
some people say you're going in that moment where you're kind of like, you almost lose like any grasp. I never have any idea what's going on around me once I know I'm safe. And
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
some people say you're going, your soul is leaving your body and it's going up to collect the soul of your baby
Yeah.
and bring them down into the real world or the material world. And I love the visualization of that. Like, how
Yeah.
cool is that?
I mean, there were some points at birth that I like, I could hear something, but I
Mhm.
couldn't respond. I couldn't even
Yeah.
talk. It's
Hmm.
like I was a witness. Like at times it got so intense that I was a witness of myself during that
Yeah.
time. And I
Yeah.
feel like I've heard stories of people in a coma that can like
Hmm.
hear what's going on, but they can't respond. It is like that. Your body,
Yes.
your soul is not in your body at that
Yeah.
moment, and it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I know.
But so cool.
It is so cool. Okay, and I have to ask you one more question that is not
Okay.
related to the nervous system, but everything's
Okay.
related to the nervous system. Okay, spirit babies.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your view on spirit babies? Have you like interacted with your babies before they come into the 3D? Like, how does that look for you?
Um, I mean, I feel like I've always had like a little realm of spirit babies around me,
Hmm.
and I've every time I've spoken to like in Intuit or someone who channels or like
Yeah.
they're like, "Are you?" They say I have the power. I don't. I haven't like trained it and harnessed it
Yeah.
a lot, but I did speak with this. Spirit baby medium, and
Hmm.
she was like, you have so many babies in your aura, and part of what you do and part of what I do
Hmm.
is like you help, like when you work on people, you help bring them through to other
Yeah.
women. So I think that's really powerful and awesome to have just the knowing. I already knew, but like to have
Yeah.
someone else confirm that didn't
Confirm
know
it.
what I do.
Hmm.
Um, and so yeah, I
Isn't
definitely
that
connect
interesting?
to the energies.
So you're like the spirit babies for the women that you help and on their journey are
Uh-huh.
also around you.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, that's so
I
interesting.
help bring them in. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I've never heard of it like that. I'd only ever heard of it that like spirit babies in your aura are ones that like want to come in through you.
Sure.
Um, but I guess in a way they are coming in through you. Not the physical. They're not here to be yours,
Sure.
but you
Yeah.
are a tool in that kit in their kit of coming Earthside.
Yeah. I've also had another woman, she was in our office and she's like can see
Mm,
things and she was
amazing.
like, oh, your office has like santos or saints flying around here, and then when you go in to adjust they like come through your hands and help you heal, which was another cool thing to hear. And that I
Yes.
feel, I feel
Yeah.
like when you believe in the magic and you're open
Hmm.
to it, it's like then you can be a channel for it. And I
Yeah.
also think that goes back to my own story of like
Hmm.
dad being a chiropractor, being born at home myself, like never having any sort of external
Yeah.
things dim my light, if you will, and
Yeah.
continuing to like access the full potential of my nervous system and the
Yeah.
openness of it. Like I really feel like that's been a huge part of how I can show up now because I can be like a clear channel for that.
I love that. That's so interesting because even before we had chatted today, I remember I was asking him, like, well, can I refer to you as a healer? Because I'm like, I don't feel like chiropractic. Like, yes, you're a chiropractor. Yes, you're a very
Mhm.
gifted chiropractor. There is no denying that. Anyone who's been adjusted by you knows this. But there is more to it because I've been adjusted by a lot of people, including your husband, and no one has the magic that you have. There is just, and it's that just could be because it's for my specific nervous system that you have that
Uh-huh.
magic.
Sure. Yeah.
But you're good. You're good,
Thank
sister.
you. Thank you. It's nice when like most people leave that haven't
Mhm,
talked to each other and they're like, I feel like I'm floating. And I'm like,
mhm.
okay, great.
Yes.
Love that for you guys.
Yes, exactly, and hopefully you're
Yeah.
able to turn that on yourself as well, especially as you go into your own birth portal here.
Yeah, I have my team for sure. But it
Yay.
just makes me so happy. I feel so lucky
Mhm.
to be able to provide that for people. It's really like a
Yeah,
gift for
yeah.
me too.
Well, and that's how you know you're living your life in the highest form, right?
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure. It doesn't feel
you
like
give.
work. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Ah,
you give and you receive so much more.
mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's really another reason why people should just like figure out their ways of showing up and giving and benefiting other people
yeah.
because that's you're gonna get it a million times in return.
Totally. Oh my gosh, yeah. So if you're in LA, you can go see Dr. Kristyn Silver-Brook after she has a baby. And if you're not in
Yeah.
LA, also you didn't like you're not stopping here. You also started Mamala, which
Yeah.
I think I saw you're like doing pop-ups at Goop and stuff. Like, what is this? Tell
Yeah.
me about this.
So Mamala is um, something I created. It's an extension of what I do as a chiropractor. So I'm like, I can't reach people everywhere in the world, even though I would love to.
Mhm.
And how can I support women from afar? So it originally started as a curation of goodies to support mothers in healing physically, mentally, emotionally, in body, mind, and spirit. So every single item in the curation of the box, it's called the New Mama box, is like to regulate your physiology, to boost your mood, to make you feel cared for. It's just like a yummy feeling
Mhm.
that you get, and you also get, the physical rewards from it. So it's like, how can I help people heal from afar?
Yeah,
I can mail them this box, and they'll be feeling the love and the care, and the nervous
totally.
system reset and calm with
Yeah.
it. So
And what a
that's
beautiful
how
way
that
to
started.
to gift someone a beautiful, curated, well-intentioned box, like that over an Amazon package, please, always,
Yeah.
right?
You can feel the love that gets packed in each box,
I don't doubt
which is
that.
another beautiful, beautiful thing. So yeah,
That's
love
amazing.
it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I feel like I could talk to you for hours. I feel like I could talk to all my guests for hours. It's like the most like I feel regulated now just talking to you. So thank you
Good.
for that. And
You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna work on my nervous system even more. And I hope that if you're hearing this conversation, that this helps you get one step closer to feeling more grounded and more safe and more in a state of receiving, so that you can walk on your highest path. Um, that is my wish for everyone that listens to this. So, Dr. Kristyn Silver-Brook, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.